Morning guys, how you all doing? Welcome back to the channel. This morning I've just come down to Wood Baswick and I thought I'd just do myself a spot of pike fishing. It's been cooling down a lot lately. It's only like 14 degrees this morning, but the river's nice and cold. We're going to be on the flood all day long, so there's plenty of flood water coming in. It's tidal river, so we're on the River Bure down at Wood Baswick. And I've literally just got here. It is, what's the song? Been setting up in the dark, forgot my head torch, but 10 to 6. I got here about 5 o'clock. And I just put a float ledger out. It's not too deep down there, probably about 6 foot deep. But it's nice and clean. I just put a 2.5 ounce flat and pear lead on. It's like the dimpled one, without the hook link, without a trace, and found the depth. If I go a bit further out, it starts to drop off. There's quite a lot of lilies there, so we'll try close in with that one. I've just literally put a small, probably about 2 ounce, 2.5, no, yeah, say 2.5 ounce dead bait roach on there, which for the last session I caught a few and froze them down. Semi-frozen, so that's just straight out there. Basically, we've just got a 2 Shakespeare 5000, that's the Mach 2 XT reels 5000, £20 floor mats on there, going down to about an 18-inch wire trace. That's £30 wire, the 2 size 2 hooks on there, and a small rope. The other one's going to be ledgered, probably in the middle because of the boats and that. And I'll probably put a bigger weight on that one, probably put a good 3 ounce weight on that one, just to keep it on the bottom. And again, I just put a dead bait out on there, but I brought a whip with me, which I haven't set up yet. And I've got some ground bait, some dead maggots, some manky old casters, and some bit of sweet corn. I'm just going to make a little bit of ground bait up, and just going to have a little, put a few balls in. I just bought 2 or 3 rigs with me, whip rigs, a plummet and a disgorger, and that's it. And see if I can catch a few little liveys to put on the hook. But it was quite windy yesterday. It's died down a lot today. It's only going to be a very slight breeze. It's only going to be about like 10 to 12 kilometres an hour breeze. So flat calm morning. The water's like glass. There's fish topping everywhere. We're pretty much at low tide at the minute, coming through Ferry Lane there. It's the driest I've ever seen it. It's just patches of water. I think it's high tide today at Yarmouth about 12 o'clock, so it'll probably be about 1 o'clock-ish here. So it should be packed away and gone by then anyway. So I'm going to carry on setting up the other rod. I'll get that out, and then I'm going to set the whip up. Oh, there's loads and loads of fish topping here, there and everywhere. Loads of fish topping. Mind you, it always is at this place. It's absolutely stacked full of fish. Absolutely packed full of fish. This broad system on the Bure, Wood Baswick, all the way down to Ludham and Womack and St Benet's Abbey. It's absolutely solid with fish, which is a good, you know, sign, healthy sign. There's plenty of, loads and loads of sort of like 1 and 2 pound skimmers that are coming through, which is a good sign for the future. Those big shoals of the big old bream, and there's still a few about, but they're not as prolific as they used to be. But there's a good stock of young fish coming through, good healthy clean fish, and then in the numbers as well, which is, it's a good sign for the future. Right, I'm going to carry on setting up. If there's any beeps or action on the rod, I'll be back to you. Okay, with this one, we put half a piece of mackerel on there. It's got that lucid barm a bit bait, that's it. Get that cast out near the middle. Just going to go to the left. Okay. Get the whip set up, see if we can catch a few fish. And I'm going to tidy up this mess. Oh, I missed it. Have a look. Turning the cameras on. Just trying to turn the cameras on and film. Missed it. Dropped it. I knew I should have just hit that. Let's get that out again. Should have just hit that nozzle. I'm fanning around the camera. The second I just bloody turned both cameras off, it's gone again. Don't believe it. That's just come up again. It's just lifted. We've got a camera shy pike, I think. Turn the camera off. It was off 2 seconds. And that's just gone again and just lifted straight up again. That's the other one. That's on the mackerel. Guys, on the mackerel. Big piece of mackerel. on the net, on the mat. Right, it's unhooked. It's only just hooked on the side of its mouth. I'm not going to weigh this one, but probably about 7 or 8 pound. On the tail end bit of mackerel. It was only in 5 minutes, if that. Nice feisty fish. Put it on the mat. Oh, we're off the mark. Nice 7 or 8 pound pike. 1/2 a bit of mackerel. That was literally out no more than 5 minutes. I'm just going to check this one. Thought I'd try that again, get another bit of mackerel on. It's going to use the other half of mackerel. On that float. Oh, float went under. It started to run and it dropped it. I should have hit it. I saw the float lift initially. I'll have to be a bit more on it. That's a good sign anyway. It's a good sign. Bait looked alright. Hasn't been ragged at all, but might have been a decent perch or something, I don't know. But it's definitely a drop run because, as I say, the float lifted, bobbed, sailed away. The alarm screeched. And then as he's felt the tension, it's dropped it. So I've literally got that on there's a float stop up the line, and I've set it so that float is just cocked. And if I pull the line, the float goes under. It's just set perfect. Hopefully that'll come back. Bring this in and check because I saw the rod tip bounce. Okay, I'm going to be a bit more vigilant. Next time it just beats or see the rod tip bounce, I'm just going to pick up on wind down and strike. Especially on this ledger rod. The other one's alright, I've got a visual sight with the float and everything. But definitely going to start being a bit quicker. I'd rather just lip hook them. I don't want anything swallowing the bait. Or running off and swallowing it. I'd rather pull out and lose a fish and have it deep hooked. Okay, trying to set up the whip, and I've just got crappiest bait out of the freezer last night. I've got some dead maggots, some casters, sweet corn, hemp, just a little bit of ground bait. It was all leftover bait. Just made a little bit. I've got a 4 metre whip, 4.5 metre whip, and I'm just fishing it, well, about 3 metres out, plumbed up. I'm on the bottom, just using dead maggots, and I've had 3 or 4 little roach, but I put them in this, my original landing net, what I was using, but they've all gone through a hole. So I've just caught a better roach. I've just set up the big landing net there for all the keyboard warriors. Your landing net's not big enough. I've got 26-inch landing net, that should be big enough now. So I'll get this roach on the hook, and we'll get it cast back out over there. Ooh. I think this bait is a little bit too small. Probably more decent perch size or a little jack pike size. And we'll get this off. We can cut that up into bits and use that as a for chum and bits and pieces. Maybe catch 2 or 3 more, and what I'll probably do is take that mackerel off, I think, and put a livey on as well out there. Hopefully I can build a peg up and might take a few fresh baits just to freeze down. With this let me disgorge you, even though it's going to be for a livey. Which one was that? That was just a boat, and if we can build a peg up. That was a livey. Just keep an eye on that float. It hasn't bobbed, so probably just the fish swimming around a bit. Yeah, I've just made this whip up. This bit here is an old Daiwa Megaforce, was originally a landing net handle. I think these 2 sections here are the landing net, and then I had a sort of like a top 3 and a spare section of pole, a telescope together. That fitted inside here nicely. I've just put it's a Frankenstein whip, this one. Just got through this section, there's a tiny little bung here, and just through there I've got a number 3 elastic just running through that top bit there. There's all bits and pieces, but it works, nice and light. That elastic just gives it a little bit of a cushion as well, just through one section. Especially when you've got sort of like ropes like that, a decent rope. Like I say, later on we'll get some roach down competing down here, and I could just even put the lively down near it, just to one side. I know there's plenty of fish down there. Why have the bait somewhere else off to the side, but I can have it literally half a metre to each side, and just keep feeding a bit of ground bait and having those roach where I'm catching them, and just have your bait to the side. Because what I'm going to do as well in a minute, I'll chuck a couple of balls of ground bait over where that float is, just to get a bit of attraction in the peg as well. I'm just going to literally, for the live bait, I'm just going to go through its top lip just once, and that's enough, I think. And seeing as there's loads and loads of fish, I've got those first couple of runs closer in, and so many fish popping down close in where that bush is. I'm not going to go too far this time.
So high, I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through.
Gonna get a load of fish, mackerel and herring and some roach, and I'm gonna get that chucked over where the float is.
What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Get on board. We're smiling on top of the world. Dangerous times, don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight.
Get that set perfectly. He can swim around and do whatever he wants to do. Chill out a bit. I've had about sort of a dozen or so casts with the lure rod. I set myself a lure rod up there. I've just got a herring shad on there. My old faithful catch pike after pike on that. It's a sort of medium to deep diver. It floats naturally, but the more and faster you wind it, the deeper it dives. So you can sort of like, you get it at any depth. It's quite a good searching lure. You can have a quick jerk bait style, or you can slow retrieve it, or say fast retrieve. A fast retrieve and then stop and let it come up, and then I normally do 3 fast winds get it to dive, stop, wait a second, count 1, let it rise up, 3 winds, stop, or just, you can, you know, mix it up a bit. Just got my lure rod, this is a pesky fin Torrent 2, high speed, 6 ball bearings, nice reel, £30 Fox braid on there, £30 Flarden wire trace, about 15-16 inches of wire trace there, and just the herring shad. Nice rattle inside, nice blade for it to deep dive. It's got a nice flash of orange underneath. Always does well. Right, let's see if we can get a few more liveys. Before you keyboard warriors go, ooh, liveys, it's disgusting, mate, oh, it's barbaric. I don't know if you guys know, but pike like to eat fish, you know. So it's either that fish that I catch or it's going to be another fish, regardless. That's their diet. You can go and stick it in your Google and shove it up your dongle, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, just getting little nuggets like that, some dead maggots, casters, a little bit of corn and hand pin. I'm not going too far out because of the width. Could do with an extra shot on there, but I haven't got it. I've literally come bare minimum. 3 rigs made up, a disgorger and a plummet with some bait, and that's it, and the whip. Right. Try again. He's a little bit bigger, so hopefully he won't go through. Just stay in there, mate. Chill out in there. Decent fish. It's a thick fish anyway. Oh, that's a decent fish. Let's go and get this on the net, on the mat. Okay, the hook's out. It's angry. Right, let's get this slip straight back. A fantastic fish. probably about 18. They're a bit loose, not quite full yet, but a couple of months' time. Fantastic fish. In fact, I'm going to weigh this. I'm going to weigh it quickly. Okay, I've let the fish rest for a couple of minutes in the net. I've got scales and zeroed them. $14.5. Let's get this back. Okay, it's gone a bit quiet, so I picked up the lure rod. Tried 3 different lures. I sat down, had a coffee, and I thought, oh, let's try a chatterbait. Put on this bright yellow and orange chatterbait. First chuck in, pike on, decent pike as well, probably about £10. Got it up to the top here, pulled out. I've had it on, got it on twice now, and just each time the hook's pulled at the last minute. So they're taking the chatterbait really well, but it's not staying on. It's just got one single hook on there, but it's definitely nice and sharp. It's and I've got the drag set really tight, so I can, when I feel anything, I just give it a good pull. But yeah, the hook's pulled twice, unfortunately. I've got this float rod down the edge here again, just off the edge of that bush. Let's pull the other rod a little bit closer in, probably about 16 to 20 metres out, just on the edge of the drop off. This last couple of casts has pulled some mussels in on the rig, so it's on a nice mussel bed out there. So I had a couple of beeps and I saw the bobbin sort of bounce up a couple of times. And the third time I sort of beeped twice, and I just thought I'd wind down and strike straight into it. But I missed it. Might have been a little bit too keen on that one, but I'd rather, as I say, try and strike early than leave it. But I just put a fresh bait on because that one was chewed up a bit. So it's got another roach on there. It's a lovely day, nice and warm, not too hot, no wind. I say if we're going to get a pike now, it would be on the spinner, on the old chatterbait, I think, rather than a dead bait. That window of opportunity sort of passed a bit. It's gone 10:30. Yeah, just gone 10:30. So I'll probably give it another half an hour till 11 and that'll be enough. The boats are getting busy now, backwards and forwards. With the bright sunshine, I'm probably going to knock on the head till the evening, I think now. A few more chucks on the chatterbait and because yeah, 2 takes, so that's promising. I'm not doing anything special with the pike rods. 1 float ledger, 1 ledger, running ledger, totally running free. Nice slack line on there. That's got a churner on that one, so if it takes it, it can run. And I've only got the float just cocked again, so I can see it either go under or I can see a lift bite and it lay flat on the water. £40 braid on that one, £20 fluoro max on that one, straight down to £30 leader. That's Flarden, I think Flarden £30 wire. And just size 2 trebles with all the barbs crushed off, totally crushed off. But I'm one on mackerel, one on roach. I'm not doing anything special. I'm not using lamprey or, you know, smelt or anything like that. I think if they're here and they're on the feed, they'll take it. I think come winter time that might be different, but again I think just you can go down the rabbit hole, can't you? And you know, buy all these fancy sea baits and this, that and the other, but you've got to be there, you've got to be in the right place, right time, and they'll take it if they're hungry. More time in the water, more chance you got of catching at the end of the day. That's why either way I think, you know, if you're pike fishing all the time, that's all you do, you're 10 times, 100 times more likely to catch a pike than somebody who goes once or twice a year. So the more time you've got in the water, the more time the rods are in the water and the bait's in the water, the more chances and the better the odds you're going to catch. So it's the way I see it. Probably about 2. One at 12, one at 14 and a half, so I'm not complaining at that at all. So a couple of drop takes on the dead baits and then 2 there. So proper takes, I had it to the top as well, but shook his head and it came off. But okay, I'm all done back at the car. It's just gone, well, it's about 10 past 11. Gone a bit slow, but that's to be expected at the time of day. But I just thought I'd come to the top of Ferry Road because I was going to do the intro in the car park, but there's 2 cars leaving, so I thought, right, I'm going to jump on the back of them because there's only enough room for 1 car, and if you meet something head on, someone's got the horrible task of reversing all the way back up. So, yeah, great day actually in the end. 2 nice pike, one at 12 and a half, one at 14 and a half. Had two good drop runs early on, but I just wasn't on the bites quick enough. Caught me out a bit. Wasn't expecting to get so many bites so quick as soon as I got there. And both of them I was faffing around with the cameras, trying to turn the cameras on and get them turned on, and it just drop run. And then yeah, one straight back on mackerel, on the tail end of a bit of mackerel. It's literally in no more than 5 minutes, if that. I'll have a look at the video when I get back. And then the other one, probably about 9 o'clock-ish. You know, I thought things were fading fast and the opportunity is gone, but put a live bait roach to the bush on the right. Bunged all those bits of chopped fish in, bits of mackerel, bits of herring, some dead bait roach and that. Chucked it around the float. And literally 5-10 minutes later, that flew off. Literally saw the float, there was a couple of beeps, saw the float sail away, wound down, struck straight in. I was literally hooked with 1 hook, which was good. Actually, a hook came out in the net. But and then 2 pike lost. I think it might have been the same pike, but again, around about £10 mark. Had it on the top on the chatterbait. So yeah, great little session. First time out this year. I knew it'd be stacked full of fish there, and you'd be stacked full of pike, it always is. I mean, you could tell every time I go roach fishing there. There's no end of big perch in there. Yeah, so next time I'll be a little bit more prepared. I'm going to go home, make myself a nice perch rig up, probably about £10 wire, size 4 or 6 circle hook. I'll bring a proper 6-metre whip. I'll get some proper bait, some live maggots and some ground bait, not some scabby stuff out the freezer I used today, but we'll still caught a few anyway. And just go for some really nice perch that I know are in there. Could even try a whole prawn, raw prawn on. There's some really big 3.5 pound perch in there. And again, just do the same for pike. I did nothing different, but you know, that you normally do for pike. I've got sort of 2.5 pound test curve rods, 30 pound braid, 30 pound wire, hooks, bait, away you go. Just on the float rod. I don't attach the wire trace. Put the lead on, cast it out to where I want to be, adjust the sliding stop knot
So the float's just sort of like cocked. It's not laying flat, but it's not sort of going under. So any movement, I can see a lift bite. As soon as the pike take it, it's free running. The float sails away. I get a double detection on the bobbin or the alarm. And then again with the ledger on, just a 3 ounce lead. Totally free running. Nice and slack. I just set the bobbin just so it's not laying flat, so I can see a drop back bite. Have a nice loose churner on it, so there's no sort of resistance when it starts to run. Just grab the rod, hold the spool, strike, and then tighten up the clutch, and away you go. Anyway, some nice pike there. Fantastic little session. Wish I'd have sort of hooked up on them ones on the chatterbait, but it spat the hook twice as soon as I got to the surface, shook its head, and away it went. Another decent 10, 11 pound sort of pike. But hey, that's the way it goes. I'm not complaining. First session out this year and 2 fantastic pike. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. All the best. Take care, and I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.